In today's video, I'm going to tell you the real reason Shanks betrayed Luffy at Marineford. This is a dark secret that has been hidden for years, but now all the pieces are finally coming together. As you all know, during the Battle of Marineford, Shanks' crew showed up just in time to save Luffy from the Navy's clutches. But before they could get to Luffy, Shanks had to have a little chat with Akanu. Let me tell you, it was a very interesting conversation indeed. See, when Shanks first arrived at Marineford, he immediately went to talk to Akanu. It was right after he told everyone to get out of there, because he did, and want them to get involved in the war. But why did Shanks go over to Akanu? Well, he wanted to ask him a very important question. Shanks wanted to know who ordered the attack on Whitebeard. He specifically asked Akainu if it was Sengoku or maybe Suru that gave the order, but it wasn't either of those two. But here's where things start to get very, very interesting. As we all know, the one who gave the order to attack Whitebeard was none other than the Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, also known as Akanu himself. But Shanks didn't know that, so he continued to ask Akanu questions until he finally snapped. Here's what happened. After a few more minutes of Shanks annoying him, Akanu couldn't take it anymore. He told Shanks that he would regret interfering in the war. Then he unleashed his magma fist on Shanks, but he dodged it easily. And this is when Akanu revealed something very shocking. Akanu said that he would have gladly given the order to destroy the entire Whitebeard crew. He then stated that the only reason he didn't do it was because of the kid who had the Hito Hito no Mi, Model Nika, aka Luffy. So basically, Akanu told Shanks that if it wasn't for Luffy, he would have gladly killed everyone in Whitebeard's crew, including Whitebeard himself. This was definitely a very shocking statement to hear, but it was most likely a test from Akanu to see if Shanks would try to stop him. Because if Shanks did, it would mean that the Red Hair Pirates were siding with the pirates, even though they weren't really supposed to be involved in this war. Now, you might be thinking that Shanks would have easily defeated Akanu. But remember, this is the same Akanu that fought against the two strongest pirates in the world at the same time. Plus, he also fought against someone who's arguably stronger than both of them combined. So even though Shanks is an extremely powerful pirate, I don't think he would stand a chance against Akanu one-on-one. And not only that, but Shanks might actually respect Akanu because of how strong he is. So this was probably the biggest reason why Shanks decided to back off. He knew that if he tried to fight Akanu, he would most likely lose and get in the way of the Navy's plans. And let's not forget that the world government has a lot of control over the seas. If the Navy started targeting Shanks and his crew because he interfered with their plans, things could have gotten very bad for him and his crew. So backing off was probably the smartest thing to do. Of course, Shanks could have easily defeated Akanu, but he decided not to because he respected his strength. Not only that, but Shanks probably thought that Akanu was right about one thing. The Marines did need to get rid of Whitebeard, and it was only a matter of time before they did. So Shanks decided to simply let the Marines do their job. After all, if they didn't kill Whitebeard, someone else would have eventually done it. And it's not like Whitebeard was innocent. He did commit some pretty messed up things in the past, even though he was one of the most lovable characters in the series. So, in conclusion, Shanks didn't betray Luffy at Marineford, because he didn't know that Akanu was the one who ordered the attack on Whitebeard. He simply respected Akanu's strength and decided to back off, because he knew that the Marines needed to get rid of Whitebeard. Now, this was definitely a very dark moment in One Piece history, but it was necessary for the story to move forward. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like.